develop in here. I think that they should be the villains, and not only that, NAVI was a team that made us, be really expectant of what they could do. Are they going to be able to be that FPX that won Copenhagen back in the day? Are they going to have all of us cheering for them again?
Yeah, and on the other side, of course, Artis is back now, Lothar. We are having that rerun of FPX once again. So how much of his value are you seeing right now? Can he stop Miniboo today?
Well, first and foremost, I think single-handedly Artis makes them the villains, now because of his character and the charisma that he delivers here. But Artis is, I would say, incredibly performing well, something that was a big question mark, and I feel like even though most of the teams are going forward with changes to the evolutions of the rosters, and NAVI is going back, they're circling back to their old option, they're getting their old teammate back into the team. We were not expecting them to perform that well, and yet it's just completely rejuvenated NAVI, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So today the task, of course, is very important for both of the teams. I feel like the pressure is a bit more on the side of NAVI, because again, they're the ones that have to perform. They have to be the NAVI that we met. Heretics, everything will be a surprise, and of course, I think that they would be super happy to go to Madrid with all the support and the home crowd buff that they would get there. But still, it will be a surprise. It will be, as you said, an upset.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I do have some expectations.
चलो ठीक है, मैंने भी check कर लिया, ठीक है, तो अपना original पे देख लेना.
Incredible numbers, and I think when your team has nothing to lose, and that's Team Heretics right now, they are very dangerous. They're like this, not really coordinated animal, but they are like this ferocious animal that cannot be tamed, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of nerves. I want to see the Miniboo that we've been seeing that we saw a week ago. Just driving and taking in every single part of the competition, living round by round, and actually achieving their dream.
Oh, I can't wait to see this, because it is one of EMEA's titans taking on the new kids on the block. This is for a spot for Masters Madrid. Give a warm welcome to Team Heretics and NAVI.
Team Heretics आ रहा है.
अबे तू देख रहा है ना?
देख रहा है.
लाइव देख, लाइव उसका ये ओरिजिनल चैनल पे.
ओरिजिनल पे ही देख रहा हूँ.
ये जो लड़की थी वो कौन थी, ये कह रहा हूँ.
मुझे क्या पता भाई. पास्टर होगा.
ये कई बार पिछले बार भी आई थी ना.
Welcome to Vct EMEA.
Bienvenidos a la Vct EMEA. Bienvenue au Vct EMEA.
Vct EMEA, hoş geldiniz.
टीम सीक्रेट नहीं आ रहा है ना? टीम सीक्रेट
क्या करा?
टीम सीक्रेट जापान का टीम
आया हुआ है क्या?
नहीं, वो हार गया. किसी विंग में तो खेल रहा था. पर इसलिए पैसे देना होता है क्या यार? देखने के लिए
पता नहीं, टिकट होता होगा मुझे लगता है.
A place in the finals up for grabs. Welcome to the stage, Team Heretics.
Heretics है ये कहाँ का है?
ये कौन है पता है?
But he's still gonna make his mark.
प्लेयर है भाई.
Leading the charge on the server and leading the
ये
team
देखिए
as
क्या
well.
पहन गया?
Fishy and pOpAtO rounding out the roster. And their opponents will be NAVI. This squad is looking to book their
NAVI सबसे पुराना टीम है पता है? जितना भी टीम खेल रहा है यहाँ पे सबसे पुराना टीम है NAVI.
ये अटक क्यों रहा है मेरा? तेरा भी वो हुआ क्या? बफरिंग?
नहीं मेरा अटक नहीं रहा.
मेरा क्यों अटका?
2K में देख रहा हूँ भाई. तेरा कितने MBPS का पैक है ब्रो?
मेरा 50 MBPS है.
50 MBPS. तो कितना प्राइस कितना है 50 MBPS?
वही है, क्या बोलते हैं, 500.
एक पूरा 500. मेरा 590 पे 80 MBPS भाई. मेरा नेट कभी लैग नहीं होता पता है. हमारे यहाँ चला पूरी एक तो पूरा चला जाएगा, ठीक है, वरना कभी लैग नहीं होता. बहुत जल्दी स्टार्ट हो रहा है. घंटों कर दिया भाई मैप को.
अटक क्यों रहा है?
2K में चला रहा है इसलिए तू.
अबे हाँ तो अटकेगा क्या?
हाँ तो अटकेगा नहीं, स्ट्रीम कर रहा है और गेम भी चला के रखा है तो अटकेगा ना।
really wanted to see it because both Heretics and Navi are actually very decent at them and have very different playstyles. So that would be an interesting clash, but not today.
Ascent में हीट डाल दिया है।
Which is not played by a single of those teams. So we're in a full of surprises like Agent Select as well, and then we're gonna see Breeze, which we didn't see from Team Heretics, but we did see from Navi, and Navi with the Yoro on Artis playing incredibly well. They had a flawless defense on that map with almost 80% win rate. No, actually 80% win rate on defense. So it's exciting.
Yeah, this is interesting. They're playing mind. This is what Madrid and both teams are willing to just take this risk. Sunset out there picked into it. So what does this say? How you guys feel about this?
I think that first the Sunset.
Oh, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Aegis Select right here because we're right in. We're going to get a chamber.
Artis, Sugitsu, NG, Shao, Zappan.
This is a very
अबे इनके तो किसी के नाम नहीं सुने मैंने। मिनी बूरीन, कौन कौन है ये?
वो पैट्रिक का नाम सुना है।
Actually, just the TP from the Omen. That's it. They're gonna be standing playing defaults very slow. I know Mitch and Tom are looking forward to that.
And probably we're not going to see the Lotus, but we're definitely going to see the Neon here in Minibo. And it's like night and day. We're talking about very stale, very probably focused on the lurks and the most low place. And on the other side we have our Heretics that have been pumping utility, KO, the Arrow, and of course Minibo. With the walls and everything that you can do around the map, I think that they're going to surprise us.
The KO pushes, combining that with Paranoia and the oppressive stance from Neon at the tempo, might be hard for Navi to get accustomed to if they never had the opportunity to play against this specific oppression on this map. But one more thing I wanted to pay attention to for the viewers, pay close attention where this Art is playing. If he's playing on A side, on behind the track in the corner, this might be easily caught by the Paranoia as well.
We saw, for example, Koi was struggling a lot with those first deaths due to the operator, and I feel that Artis can be very successful at that. On the other side, if we get a Minibu that was as comfortable as he was last week, and he starts getting the kills and everything against them, I think that we're in for a very, very good treat.
Yeah, it must be the first map we've seen with no duelists right here in EMEA.
No, we have
no, we had CNED play Chamber also.
Oh, no, but they had a race too, didn't they? Did they run the race Chamber?
Nice box.
Am I trolling? I feel
because
like
he played it in two maps.
Maybe I trolled. But I mean, it's definitely like we said.
क्या बोल रहा है? नहीं आज पीने का दिन है।
Ahead of them today, so they need a good start. But it's time for us to get into game and give a very warm welcome to your casters for this one. It's Mitchman and Tombiz.
Thank you so much to our wonderful analyst desk led by Yinsu as we're ready to kick this matchup off. You can see the players on the stage and the final hope for the Spanish in Madrid on the side of Heretics have a big task on their hand, Tom. 5 events in a row Navi have been able to hit. Angel just doesn't miss.
इस बार टूर्नामेंट पे इन-गेम ही बात करना पड़ेगा।
क्या दिक्कत है? इन-गेम बात करने में क्या दिक्कत है?
नहीं मतलब बहुत लोग करते हैं ना।
Also something I want to highlight straight away. We have seen a lot of rays on this map, and there isn't one on either team. So both going a little bit outside of the box. The Neon, the semi no duelist. I still want to say it. Chamber doesn't count. But it's definitely going to be interesting.
यहाँ से पता है यहाँ से सीखने का अच्छा मौका है। यहाँ से सीख भाई, स्ट्रेटजी सीख यहाँ से।
Plays out from Artis is putting that pressure on his opponents.
सबको देखना चाहिए भाई फिर। बी पे कंट्रोल ले लिया इसने वाले। एक बंदे को मार के बी पे कंट्रोल ले लिया।
सुगत्सु को मार दिया देख।
बैक से मारा है, मारेगा ये। उधर से घूम के तोड़ेगा नहीं, घूम के जाएगा देख। उनको पता है जो पीछे से आ रहा है, ठीक है, इसलिए बैक फुट चला गया देख।
Need to hold on. The time now much more valuable to them if they can delay.
Backfoot खेलेगा ये लोग।
And you can see they've got some stuff to work with already.
सब बाहर है देख रहा है और एक है
as well and a kill connected.
सब बाहर है।
Been found.
और हम लोग का चूल्हे अंदर जाके मारना है।
Relies on these spams, blindly firing through a smoke. Someone could be defusing, but there's no panic from Team Heretics. They feel like they've got this one under control. The kills are matching up. The tap again confirms that they're going for a classic out, but not in time. Mini Boo's picked up a triple.
कर दिया करके भाई।
Picked up a pistol round.
Yeah, a solid start for them off of the bat.
ओपन प्लांट कर दिया करके भाई, बस स्पैम करो बस।
Didn't really have too much legs to it either. I will say as well.
मार्क करके ये कर रहा है। जहाँ जहाँ बंदे हैं।
कितना पिंग हो रहा है देख रहा है।
The main thing is going to be that cost. Like having the ability to get more of those bullets in on the pistol round is one of the major things, and obviously.
हाँ, पिन करके उसपे ही मार रहा है बस।
The operator slightly better, I guess.
Yeah, well,
little bit.
इन लोग की सांस अटकी हुई है कि हम मतलब क्योंकि उन्हें पता है ना नावी अच्छी टीम है.
I was speaking with Lothar and I was like, if teams, well, he said if teams
जितना
genuinely
round ले
change
पाए
because of
उतना ही
the
अच्छा.
few changes that have been made, they probably shouldn't be flying chamber in the first place.
Right? Like, you know, how often have we
डिफेंडिंग
seen a
में
chamber need that
अटैकिंग में
extra
जितना
split
राउंड ले पाए
second on the ult?
डिफेंडिंग में तो हो
Tiny
ही
bit of a
जाएगा.
faster fire rate to save the day. Yeah, the impact is going to be 1 in a million, if even, maybe less. But I don't know that it's worth picking up when you're only looking to play 26 rounds or so. For Team Heretic, round under the belt, investment is decent. We've seen this a million times. In fact, we've seen it from NAVI. Most often, 3 rifles, 2 pistols. Gives them a little bit of wiggle room. If they lose a player, maybe 2, they can still reinvest in the economy. उसके नाइफ में फंस रहा था फिर भी हिला नहीं. Inside of NAVI, that becomes the name of the game. Doing the damage, taking those weapons out of their hands. It is just hard to do when there's 2 players without rifles.
अपने आप को रिवील होने दिया.
Save those over. They need a lot of kills without the weaponry that really allows them to do that.
Like just looking at this composition from Navi, it feels like it has
to be
Vendel
लेके आए हैं
either that or
ये trap क्यों नहीं लगा भाई?
ये देखिए इधर आर्टिस्ट का एक वो रहेगा.
One of the big advantages though is the fact that he can afford so many of those headhunter bullets now for artists. 7 in the back pocket.
हमारे यहाँ पे एक बंदा जाके लड़े मर जाएगा
The best of times. We'll see if it's the worst of times for him. He's got some backup as well, some bodies to distract. Good chance for damage.
I think the main thing for them though is just going to be not having any sort of movement abilities to get them back in. The utility is going to have to be sublime. The stun to start with was pretty damn good. But even still, it's the same sort of aftermath for Heretics. Just happy to sit back and wait for them to push.
No other choice needs to be made.
Oh my god,
artist, you start to sweat a little bit. There's those 2 kills already in. Still a couple
Vendel
of
वाला
shots
Vendel
left.
वाला दिक्कत करेगा.
भाई इनका देख
Vendel वाला दिक्कत
करेगा. Quite quickly, leaving Sigetsu.
इनका देख भाई almost died.
Done. 1 rifle has been lost. Can he make
भाई
it 2?
इनका क्या हाल कर दिया
Pull them
देखना
into the
अभी.
duel. Yes, they're trying to deny the defuse and they've lost
देखा.
another 19 HP.
Vendel वाला बचा बस.
Sure, NAVI didn't win the round, but realistically, we never really expected them to. Getting 4 kills, that's a lot more than Heretics ever should have let them away with.
Yeah, it's definitely messy. And I think even just the bait towards the end shows that maybe they're a little bit worried on the other side. I will say though, Miniboo's 1 orb away from getting that overdrive. And it's one of those ultimates that it feels like it either does a lot or nothing. Like there's it's very little in terms of middle ground, but I do feel like he has been someone right at the top of the board in pretty much every single statistics. I was talking about it earlier. Him and his brother top almost every chart in some manner or another.
Yeah, it's actually unreal, especially for a debut from a player like Miniboo. We talk a lot about nerves and, oh, you can do it at tier 2. Doing it at this level is different. Well, he's been able to do it. Not this time, though. Shut down quickly. 2 brothers. They're both out of the server. Zipan makes sure of that. 4 versus 3. A good fight from NAVI in this round. Team Heretics have a lot to recover on, and even pOpAtO getting that kill. He's down to 11 HP. Benji, Fishy, and Rians are going to have to do a lot.
Yeah, we actually have in this server right now, the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 in terms of ADR. So just raw damage alone, off the charts. Obviously, both these teams kind of skipped their way through by going 2-0 in their matches, so I mean 2-0 overall. Obviously, a map
अबे इसने गलत देख लिया.
by NAVI.
NG ने गलत देख लिया.
Quite far up. The flash solid to help him out as well. pOpATO's position is known.
मतलब वो उतना सा
The
देख
flash
के निकल
came
लिया
from
ना.
somewhere, and because of that,
2v2.
Sugetsu's going to be able to clear him.
Let's see.
Even still, it's the same after plant again. A 2v2 scenario. Utility, shock darts available.
Smoke है नहीं उन पे.
Dart as well, just to give away positions.
smoke.
And on the other side of things, a singular snake bite.
एक स्मोक हो सकता है इसके पास में ये वाला. नहीं है स्मोक नहीं. हाँ शायद तो सुगत्सु है तो.
अच्छा दोनों कंट्रोलर लिया है. अबे जीत जाएगा भाई अब देख. पागल है क्या भाई.
Oh my god. You can see Sigetsu is trained in on that angle. Well done by NAVI. And picked up the round. 1 on the board for that defensive side now.
Yeah, a decent bounce back, but still became a little bit dangerous, especially considering some of those opening battles seemed fairly favorable for them. Like getting rid of a couple almost immediately. Trade's not bad though from Heretics, and again, I like some of the interplay. You still have to bear in mind that Rians is not here, pOpATO's still a stand-in, but it does look like a team with a decent amount of synergy. For NAVI, financially in a good spot, but their opponents can still buy. That was a bonus. They played with a couple of weaker weapons in play, and now that overdrive is available if Miniboo finds a spot to use it.
Well, he's certainly speeding up, but the ultimate not popped just yet. Miniboo looking to fight alongside pOpAtO, who's already lost his life. Unfortunate timing as the swing came out. Artist found one player, and no one else ready on the trade. That's a quick pick.
अभी ये लोग ड्राइव पिक क्यों ले रहे हैं भाई इस तरीके से मेरे समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
That's probably the bigger issue. Like how
ड्राइव
you
पिक
now
नहीं
going to
लेना
get
चाहिए
back
ना.
into this position. Okay, you can have
भाई जो अच्छी टीम होती हैं वो एंटर करती हैं तो कोई एंगल होल्ड करके बैठा होगा ना उसको हटा देती है पहले.
It still seems a little bit hesitant.
किसको मारेगा? जयपान को मारने के लिए कोशिश करेगा.
Disadvantage is still
मारने पाएगा वो अलग.
to be a little bit aggressive.
निकलेगा तभी तो, निकलेगा ही नहीं, बैठा हुआ है.
अब देख स्मोक करने से जाएगा एक को मारता है.
Expectation to play with. Vct
100%.
really feeding into it. He's right up against the poison orb, trying to take the fight. He's fallen back. He's now the focal point of this attack, but Artist is able to swing through, find heavy traffic, 2 quick kills, and then Zipan's on scene. Artist caught, changing weapon. As Rians finds his double, a plant, a Hunter's Fury to work with, but the paranoia wasn't used by NAVI. Now it's kept him trapped as he fights onto Angel. They know exactly where he is. They're seizing him in. He's low HP, trying to recover. He's got a little bit of time, a little bit of space. He hasn't heard that TP close. He's not ready for a double swing. Not ready for Angel to hit the shot right away.
Second round
for NAVI, now tying it up neck and neck. The problem is, Tom, you mentioned the last round, Heretics had kept over money. They had that little bit of reserve. Now that's all gone.
Yeah, I think you're also starting to see the dangers of what this defensive side is going to be. You're basically giving Artis a free opening duel when he's quicker at the shot than you are. And he is. Most of the time he's going to be. Oh wow, Heretics actually rivaling the Footwatch party we saw last year as well. I didn't think anybody would get even close to that, but that's a hell of a lot of people ready to watch their team play. Obviously that's sort of the mountain of pressure that's put on Heretics. So you talk about this team, expectations of getting top 4, I think people would have been happy with that. But now that they're one away, just a single match that decides everything.
बॉल है भाई.
Heretics fans
तू ये कर दे इंस्टेंट जाके मार दूंगा.
लो कर दिया है, कितना लो कर दिया है.
Almost dead है भाई वो. Almost dead.
Of all places for this squad, you can only imagine.
गोली का हवा चल जाए ना उससे मर जाएगा वो.
Within the running, but there's still one Spanish organization, one chance for the home fans to have someone to cheer for in that opening day. NAVI looking to break those dreams here. Perhaps they'll go in as the villains if they do. Eliminating them at such a late hurdle.
NAVI को तो आराम से हरा दे रहे हैं.
कौन हरा दिया भाई? ऐसे ही आ गया यहाँ पे NAVI.
अबे NAVI को हराया नहीं वो क्या?
I also think he enjoys it. I think he's the only person I've ever seen to tweet to not follow him.
Yeah, an unfollower.
He gained a lot of followers from that.
Loud कहाँ की टीम है?
Just Angel
वो तो अमेरिका की है
ना?
He's got no utility yet left, so he might as well go pushing. Already a decent trade for the side of Heretics, but Miniboo is very low on HP. Stun does its job, but not really available to go in for the peak, and it leaves. Oh, they're actually going to peek into the aftershock. Zagetsu really wanting that kill. Using the... There you go. I knew you wanted to say it. Like, the first time, you know.
It's been a while. It's been a while. I'll tell you that. Yeah, Artist is having a lights out game. 7-3 right now. Already burned up his ultimate in that previous round. Gave that little bit of an eco boost. I think for Heretics, and that lead slip out of their hands.
कितने बंदे देख रहे हैं भाई?
A lot of threat. Miniboo took that one quick as can be, blinking and missing. But there's still 2 players from NAVI here, ready to defend.
लाइव पे एक बार क्लिक कर दे, लो लाइव नहीं रहता है.
एक बार लैग हो जाता है.
हाँ मेरा तो लाइव
at least a couple of the players.
Marked 4, she said.
Yeah, I think it must have clipped one of the players that got around the corner. Even still, the ult will slow them down. It has given NAVI an opportunity to rotate in, potentially put Artist into position. He's going to be there with the operator. His position will be revealed, but peeking into it would have some pretty big risks about it. And Angel goes wide and has support.
उनको पता है वो उधर खड़ा है फिर भी पीक
the retake of space. The players aren't stunned up. Benji Fishy good to take the fight with Zipan down. That ult was burned very early, very aggressively. You can see the idea, but they must have thought they were further up elbow than they actually were. the side of Heretics happy to take that
timing
kill
देखा यार,
charging
ये अभी pick करने वाला था
Well, he has somewhere to retreat to at least, so he's going to be posted up, and of course, he hits that shot, goes out for more. This man will not be deterred, he won't be scared away. He's even heard that shrouded step, I think, by the looks of his crosshair placement.
पता चल गया इसको.
Seemed to expect another player to have crossed.
भाई क्या खेल रहा है आर्टिस्ट यार.
Rotation from
बल्कि यूं कहोगे यही खराब खेल रहा है.
Just looking to try and
मुश्किल है अभी वाला राउंड निकालना ना.
Find some space. Benji in a position to fight him, but this 1v1 could be everything. Well, this is not going to miss another shot. 3 kills for him. Off to a flyer of a start.
लोग easily time लेता है, time लेके खेलता है.
4-2. Yeah, that's a strong scoreline on the other side, and I think this is where Heretics
ये तो ऐसा लग रहा है बच्चों के साथ खेल रहे हैं ऐसे तो मैं हरा दूंगा तो.
But we could see a pause from this squad
अबे
after such
तो
a
मैं भी
great
कर लूं.
opening duel, and I think it's
ऐसा
fair
नहीं
to
कर
say some
पाएगा, ऐसा लग रहा
advantages
है
thrown away.
वीडियो
Artist
देख के लग
manages
रहा है
to
उनका
clean back that second
बहुत
kill
फास्ट
to at
होता है.
least trade out Angel, but it's the fact that you see
ये
some of
देख,
these
ये
players
बेवकूफ
देखा?
अब ये बता तुझे भाई जब तक टैप नहीं करा है तो खड़ा क्यों है तू वहाँ?
goes pushing, gets dropped.
मतलब जब तक टैप नहीं किया है तो मत खड़े रहो ना.
Duel they had, I think they're going to be pretty upset to have let that one slip.
वो खड़ा हुआ है वहीं पे.
As predicted, they go for a
टाइमर
pause.
लो
Team
तुम्हारा यही
Heretics,
काम है
you
बस.
need to go back to the drawing
ये
board here.
दो
'Cause
कोच
it
है भाई
started out
इनका
well.
नावी का.
Things have definitely slipped out of their hands.
Yeah, well, ever since
Assistant
the guns
coach
came
और
into
एक head
play, it
coach.
seems like
ये
Navi
बच्चा है
have
भाई.
been pretty dominant,
ये
and
कौन
they
है?
haven't really had
बच्चे
much
को
of a
खेलने के लिए लेके आ
response to
गए.
Artis's aggression. 10 and 3 at the top of the
बच्चे तो
board.
कमाल कर रहे
The
हैं.
mid control as well from Sagatsu has been pretty much spot on, and as you said, I feel like there were a couple of pieces of utility there from Navi that maybe didn't have the impact that they should have done, but they still managed to convert the round anyway. Like it made absolutely no difference. And I'm wondering what will be the adaptation to sort of shut this man down. Because again, we talk about the individuals on the Heretic side. Miniboo has been sublime, and I think number one has said in a lot of stats, but Boo's also been up there as well. Like, he has been unbelievable. I think he is the number 1 rated player in the tournament so far. Currently 1-5. It's early days, but you kind of hope for their sake that he's going to get back into that form again.
Especially when you look at a team like NAVI on the other side, this is a squad that will be coming in firing on all cylinders. The Artist is out for revenge. I don't even think they've done anything to him. He just likes taking people down, ruining their days.
You know, he was on that roster for a bit.
नीचे रहेगा ना वो.
Heretic? How far back you want to go in history?
We are going back. He didn't do well on that team, so maybe he does.
I'll show you.
कितने aggressive जा रहा है यार ये.
Right now, NAVI have been denied their early aggression.
भी जाना चाहिए
The pick hasn't come through as it has in the past. Something to
मतलब
work with.
अगर
Heretics still have an extra mana, and the ulti pop on this Fury caught one burst. And even hit Zipban as well, but no kills to come off the back. Good trade to start it out. Zipban's got one. He's out for free. He's swinging through with his teammates, and they're taking every fight they can. NAVI going for a scrappy round, and one that's led them ahead. Only one player still standing. pOpAtO needs a revive, and Xiao and Angel will not let that happen. Rian's down to 7 HP, and there's nowhere to go. A minute on the clock, but 2 players right around that corner. He did well to at least isolate a 1v1 goal, but he didn't win it. And with 7 HP, I can't say I'm surprised. Out of the pause, no success is found.
Yeah, and the thing is that like Heretics had a really cool idea. So one of the things they do is basically just TP into a spot that they're already in, and you can already see the sheer down. Like, I'm pretty sure every single member of NAVI, as they were running past spawn, checked if he was there. Like, is he in spawn? Is he in spawn? Put a little bit of doubt in their mind, but it didn't seem to matter. Full rotation, gambled the majority of their players over onto this site, and the fast-paced push just didn't work out. And what I want to give credit to NAVI for, which is no surprise, like this is a team that's been around with a bit of a break for a very long time. The interplay from them so far has been perfect. Like each time it's been tradable fights, especially when they've got into 2v1s or even 2v2s. They've been winning every single one of those battles.
One of the benefits of having your team together for so long is that you can start to focus on those things because you've already built everything else. You built your strategies, your comms, and how you like to play the map, who fills what role in comms.
I think that changes every day.
Yeah, to be fair, speaking about most teams, that's true. With NAVI,
I think it's the other way around. They have such good synergy that then they can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah, but the protocols are one of the key things. The identity of your team.
And
they've got that well and truly figured out at this stage. At least Angel does. I'm not sure anyone else gets to say. That's one hell of a peek from Angel. And it's all part of the plan, you know? Peek in with utility, they'll panic, they'll peek you, and then Xiao will spray through the smoke. You know, if you didn't see this one coming from the very start of the round, then you just don't know Valorant. I'm sorry, but this is textbook play. Flawless. Andalucía flawless, to be precise.
खत्म
that was basically
आर्टिस्ट
zero
तो आने
damage
की जरूरत ही
done.
नहीं पड़ी
And that's the other thing for Heretics thus far throughout this tournament.
ये
We
भी
are looking
बच्चा
at a
कोई
team that has been able to basically just go through without
नावी
actually
में खेल
having
रहा है
any
नावी पे
real
नहीं
problems. Like
ये
they
दोनों
2-0'd
बच्चे
KC,
हैं
they 2-0'd foot. That's the spot that they
और यहाँ
found
पे
themselves
बुड्ढे
to get
बैठे
through
हैं
to this stage. So
बुड्ढे
we
बच्चे
don't
का
know
बाप
if
बैठा
they
है
कैसे
lose
मारा
a
इसने
map.
कैसे मारा
And I know it sounds ridiculous because they've made it to top 4, but that's how the format has worked for them. So realistically, we're now looking to see, okay, can this team
बाप के साथ
respond?
बेटे का फाइट हो रहा है भाई
Can they do it? Because
क्या
they
ही
haven't
होगा
really had to. And Navi, well, we know they can.
ये दोनों बुड्ढे आर्टिस्ट और एंजल इस दोनों का बाप है इन दोनों का
I mean, it can be tough for this squad facing new challenges this late in the tournament with such high
ये
stakes.
सही ऐसे ही स्मोक दूंगा ठीक है
That's what
तू
it's
ऑफ
all
करना उधर
about.
से
Got to see those adaptations, and so far, Heretics have done well. In this round, already picking off Xiao. A big smoker removed, and with that controller out of play,
हाँ वन
it's
वे स्मोक है
Setgetsu
ना
that has a lot
ठीक
of
ही नहीं करेंगे
control on the map.
पिक किया तो
He's
तू
gone
मार
for a
देगा
Viper's Pit in
ऑफ
B
से
main, has a wall going across middle as well. This can block a lot of vision for Team Heretics if they weren't already past
इनका
it.
इधर मैप
The
पे
idea
देख
being that other players
सुगत्सु
will
ने
send
अल्ट
them
कर दिए
towards
बी
this
पे
angle
एंट्री
straight
पे ही
into
खड़ा है
Artis,
देख
who's just locking down A all by himself.
कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल ही जीरो है
Him being able to TP away.
ठीक ही नहीं कर
Still
पा रहे
decent
इनके
trade.
सामने
Minibu again. Being
कैसे
able to
बैठ
keep
बैठ के
things
जा
in
रहा
their
है
favor for now.
वो
Time
आर्टिस्ट को
starting to
देखो
tick
कहाँ खड़ा
down.
है
ये मरेगा भाई
Basically,
वो
A main and B main
वो
are
मरेगा
completely locked off
आर्टिस्ट भाई अलग ही
without their knowledge.
भाई
Now,
चैम्बर
the
खेलो
push
तो
through
ऐसा
from
खेलो
भाई
Benji could reveal
ये
quite a bit.
पैर
Instead, they
आगे
are
जा रहा
going
तो
to
फील्ड
push
तक
this
बचा
map.
है
He has
भाई
been an utter menace
आ रहे
thus
हैं बंदे
far.
आ रहे हैं यहाँ
Finally,
पे
Artis
तो
will be revealed. That will mean he has to fall back. And they're
ये
going to try and
सही
put the
है
pressure on.
He's faking the full fallback
इधर
though.
से
Look,
वॉक
he
कर रहे
immediately
हैं
goes
हटेगा नहीं
forward. They
हटेगा
were
नहीं
wise
उधर
to
से
it. Paranoia used. No free kill for Artis this time. Instead,
Blind
the
हो गया,
punish
blind हो
as
गया
he
इसलिए।
attempts to re-enter the angle. Mini-Boo was waiting. Zipbans walked in and done so much damage. He was close to taking Boo as well. The bullet just below the head. But he'll survive.
10 seconds.
Heretics with 2 players alive in a
सुगत्सु
2
निकाल सकता है
versus
पता है
1.
दोनों को
Setgetsu already used his Viper's Pit right
निकाल
off
देगा
rip at the start of the
तगड़ा
round.
बंदा है
So
यार
that's
ये
no
मैंने
longer
देखा है
in
इसको
play.
खेलते
The
हुए
wall already put down as well.
लेकिन थोड़ा सा
It's not
डिफिकल्ट
really
होगा
doing much for him.
मतलब
Blocking off one angle that
बैठ
he
गया
doesn't
ना
really
आराम
need
से
to be
तो
worried about.
अबे
And coming
पैर
through this
अबे
smoke,
बगल में ही है
that should be
भाई
the end of it. Right into Boo. Team Heretics with another round found. They're closing the gap, but they've still only got
अच्छा
half
इसका नाम है
of
बू
what NAVI are putting on the board. With
वो दूसरा
3
मोटा
left to
वाला
fight
हाँ
4 in the half,
उसका नाम
it's
ही
anyone's
बू जैसा लग
game,
रहा है
but NAVI certainly looking favored.
Yeah, I think this was definitely a showcase of how good Mini-Boo has been in this tournament. Like, the fact is, we've spoken about how good Artis is, but he just peeked into the angle and took him down. Like that is how fast
मिनीबू और बू
this
दोनों
guy
भाई हैं
is. And we saw him in
पता
the...
को
I feel like he like doubles up because he was in the
हाँ
Spanish
दोनों
league
भैया
last
यार
year. He now
सगे भैया
joins this team as well. I feel like he's got to
ये
be a
देख तू नाम
favorite
देख
for the
इनका
fans.
ये जो ये नाम है ना
He's done his time.
मिनीबू और बू बू बड़ा भैया है और मिनीबू छोटा भैया है
हाँ हो सकता है
I can tell
अरे
you
बोल
somebody's
रहे
not
थे
going to
अभी
be a
थोड़ी देर
favorite
पहले
for the
बता रहे
fans.
थे तूने सुना नहीं होगा
Got any more signs today?
I've got a few, and a few to recycle as well. Well, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Maybe they need some tweaks to them, some Photoshop. Navi already picking up the opening on a mini move. The trade is instantaneous. They've got the control, they've got the space to work with. Door going to be closed, but it's to no effect. Team Heretics are all in. They've played for B main, and now they'll play back into it with 3 players going back. One staying close. Using the Shrouded Step to get out of there. Avoiding the Nightfall that was on its way. The Nightmare that could have taken them, consumed them. As Boo will look cause some nightmares of his own. Smoke close, allowing the spam. The Rolling Thunder hard to connect on it, having to run through that smoke. Potential players unstunned, ready to fight. Benji Fishy was one. Spray is good. It's massive from Boo. Through his own smoke, he stopped the defuse and stopped Navi in their tracks. 4 rounds for Team Heretics. It ain't over yet.
Yeah, it genuinely seems like the B main after
बहुत
plant
मोटा है
from
भाई
them
बहुत
is just
मोटा
perfect.
छोटा
Like,
भाई
they've
होगा
got so much utility to just place onto the spike, and then just from that position, a firing squad. The only real blip was Xiao over the top, but everything else, even with the ultimates again, that's another round where we've seen Nightfall and the Rolling Thunder thrown in, and not really having the effect that Navi have wanted, which in those sort of retake scenarios should be better effective. Now again, financially, no real problems for Navi yet. You win 6 rounds in a row and relatively clean. You're going to have those finances available to you. But even still, as I said, I'm looking at this composition, and other than basically Angel playing as a duelist, I do question where your sort of opening duels are going to come from. Is it just going to be these really slow, classic Navi defaulty rounds? Or is there going to be someone taking that initial aggression? Because that's why you play a raise. That's why you play the Neon. It gets you that extra opening jaw if you need it. They don't have anything.
I've seen a lot of words coming from the coaching staff to start, and Angel putting the final polish on it on the side of NAVI. Not happy with how things have gone, and I do think that's one of the things, you know, it's funny to highlight Zipan. The guy is top fragging on their squad. He's having a good game. I do think those rolling thunders could be better utilized, but it's not a Zipan thing necessarily. No. It's when they're used and how the team responds to it. There is some polishing there, but that's something they're working on, as you can see with that pause. 2 rounds left to play for, and it could still be tied up at the half for Team Heretics. And we haven't seen these teams play this. We don't know how it's going to fare when we swap sides, but I think it's fair to say with Heretics having picked this, it's a good chance NAVI have put some stock in their defense.
But to be honest, I think
no way.
I was going to say realistically, this should be both teams better side.
ऐसे पीक नहीं करता है भाई, तुम जब इतने बड़े लेवल पे खेल रहे हो क्यों ऐसे पीक ले रहे हो?
Coming out from the defensive side, and well, with a little bit of help from a stun.
बाप रे, ये भाई ये नहीं दिखे भाई, क्या करेगा तू?
I don't know if these were mass changes that were made by the side of NAVI. I guess they just wanted to deny the B-main control, and Artist did that. And then Chao just killed them the second they went mid.
Yeah, I don't know if the full intention is to bait them into the mid play.
वो लोग भी हंस रहा है भाई.
Yeah, okay.
मार देगा, स्मोक के अंदर से ही मार देगा ये.
अरे बाप रे.
Well, the rate of fire didn't help him out all too much there. Boo, dropping Artist right off rip. 4 versus 2. Team Heretics blinding up. Great shot from Xiao. He's repositioning too. He just needs to hold the control. He said his HP isn't ideal to take a duel, but he's got teammates coming in who've got all the health in the world. There they are. Zipan swinging with Angel to close that round out. 7-4. 1 more round and a half.
उसको मार के.
Boo nearly gets that kill while completely blind.
उसको दिखाई भी दे रहा है, चश्मा पहन के आ गया गेम खेलने.
This is again just the value coming out of Artist. Just taking half the map completely away from them, and you see the reaction from the side of Heretics is to try and put pressure on some decent squad utility, but more importantly, just the Xiao show returns. Able to move himself up the board, and for NAVI, as said, 7 rounds. Already looking like a solid defensive side. I think the majority of teams definitely had their favor on the attack. I think the only exception, at least from EMEA, is
NG दोनों बुड्ढे.
अबे एक चीज देखा. हर एक बंदा भाई साइड चेंज कर रहा था कि वो आरडी अभी बी पे खेल रहा था, अभी मिड पे खेल रहा है.
8+ rounds every defense Carmine Corp have had on this.
Oh, I didn't even try.
मिड पे खेल कहाँ रहा है भाई, अलग ही देखना.
नहीं, जब मतलब अलग-अलग साइड चेंज कर रहे हैं ना हर एक बंदे. एक ही साइड पे हर राउंड नहीं खेल रहा. हाँ आके बैठ गया भाई.
खेल किधर रहा है, देख रहा है ये.
इधर आके बैठ गया भाई. बैठा ही है उधर. अगर कोई जाएगा तो घाल मार लेगा पीछे से.
Off kilter, so we say. KC fans know how to.
ये मरेगा.
ये टीपी का यूज करते हैं, चैम्बर प्लेयर जो होते हैं ना टीपी का फुल यूज करते हैं.
टीपी लगा के रखा है भाई, इधर पता है. अंदर नहीं,
अंदर है,
उधर. हाँ.
35 seconds though. This has been a much slower round. No, Artist again, always catching them off guard.
खत्म भाई.
They're going to use.
Oh, aim diff, aim diff.
For a second round in a row. This is going to mow them down.
ने 3 निकाल दिया.
Xiao भाई खतरनाक है.
20 seconds left. Spike on the site. 5 players to find.
उनका एक.
I wish you the best of luck, but I don't think anything's going to be coming
from this one. कुछ बिगड़ा ही नहीं, ये लोग मर गए.
He wants another frag, and well, the fact
is, this
round is already done. It's just about padding those stats.
And he's done exactly that. A
इसके फटके 4 हो गए थे भाई, सामने 4 बंदे पीछे एक बंदा.
Pretty strong statement. They've given 2 rounds. Kicking it off, the pistol loss in the follow-up, and that was half.
ये सही था यार Artist का.
Artist is a menace.
ये देखना ये aim diff नहीं है तो क्या है?
So annoying to deal with. This guy is going to be playing slow pushes into your spawn, running it down on A, grabbing the off angle, and just holding that control.
ये Xiao लग रहा है.
Control that should be utility. And possibly 2 players holding it. Instead, it's one guy with a sniper who has an instant retreat after he takes a shot.
पता है यहाँ पे जितने भी सेटअप है, सब वैलोरेंट वालों का है. बस माउस और कीबोर्ड छोड़ के सब कुछ वैलोरेंट वालों का है. माउस कीबोर्ड और माउस पैड ये 3 चीज छोड़ के ये अपने बैग में लेके आते हैं इन चीजों को.
क्योंकि वो चीजें उनकी खुद की है ना पर्सनल, तो उनको हाथ नहीं बैठेगा किसी और पे.
Look, on the attack side, I think at least Artis will be a little bit less irritating. He won't be locking down the angles in quite the same way. He might find a new way to cause the hair loss.
It genuinely does, at least initially, look like it's going to be Angel leading the charge. And some of these fights, Shao just goes running into the cage. Just sheer disrespect. So what's on the defensive side in the meantime? Artis has just gone walking through. Now I feel like this should be known, especially once the second player goes, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll know that somebody could be as far forward as Artis is.
कैसे खेलेंगे 3v3?
It's a later rotation with Boo, everybody splitting up into their own angles. Mini Boo though.
Mini Boo
He's
को
cracked
देख
by
रहा
a
है
piece of utility. That spot was being watched by Angel incrementally. It's going to be a matter of timing as to whether he wins it out or not. And indeed, Mini Boo falls. So too does Rian. So Boo is alone. And having picked up Artis, they know where he is. Again, we'll see the same thing that plagued NAVI on their defensive side. It's this tight plant, a very narrow angle that you can defuse on, and they've got utility to reveal you, to spam you down. They know at this point he's probably not defusing. Now he's tapped it again. Stun comes through. Good luck to you. 49 HP already. And then Zipan steps in to close it out. There was almost no way, short of him running in and hitting the two quickest headshots you've ever seen. That's 9 rounds for NAVI, edging closer to the close of this marathon. Again, you know, I feel like this has happened in most of our series. This is the map pick of Heretics, and it's gotten off to a terrible start.
Yeah.
खेलते एक गेम ही खेलूंगा मैं.
क्यों?
सोने जाना है ब्रो. एक ही खेलूंगा. आजा.
चलो. यहाँ से